Man, it's a whole lot of snitching going on in Atlanta. I don't know what the hell y'all got going. Y'all on the decline right now.
The crossover episode, okay? Because 21 Savage has basically come out to say F the streets is a lie, the streets is a myth, after spending years convincing the world to slide, that this gangster stuff is cool.
Man, as soon as he got 100 mil, this fuck the streets. Of course. Shit, let me get it. Let me get 100 mil too. Shit.
That snitches and rats are the worst thing that you could possibly be. Now that it doesn't suit him,
After you done used
now
the
that they're
streets for
thinking,
some
oh, you
bread,
know
now let's
what,
fuck the
people are calling me
streets.
a hypocrite and a
Alright.
snake. Tell you what, let me abandon my principles, okay? And look, part of me wants to support this, okay? Part of me wants to support this and say this is a good thing, but there's another part of me that just feels like the hypocrisy is so out of control, and I'm not the only one seeing it, okay? So look, let me put you on game. 21 Savage came out with a little flurry of tweets, okay? And he came out saying that he wants peace, all right? Basically, he was talking about the Gunna and Young Thug situation. He said, "You dudes fix." He added Gunner and Young Thug. He said, "You dudes fix that stuff. You love each other.
He
You
tagged
knew
them
Gunner
too.
wasn't no gangster when he told the first time. He's talking about him being on Crime Stoppers, and we swept it under the rug for you. We know
Crime
he wasn't
Stoppers
trying to
was
leave you to hang.
crazy.
F the streets. We ain't getting nothing but trauma from that stuff." This is making my brain explode. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? And I said this before. No one can fathom, why are you calling 21 Savage a snake? Why are you saying that 21 Savage is lame for what he's basically done behind the scenes in that leaked phone call when he was telling Young Thug we could clean up Gunner's face with the snitching allegations for money, for bigger points on his career? This just goes to show that Atlanta street business, Atlanta being solid behind the scenes, was a load of cap from the beginning. Okay. Now, I don't think Gunner ratted. I don't think him being on Crime Stoppers, he tried to help his mans, right? He tried to spin the Crime Stoppers, right? It was cool because Gunner was making you
Oh
money.
no,
But now he's
oh
saying that,
no.
oh no, okay, oh no, it's cool. We swept it under the rug then, and we're going to sweep it. We tried to sweep it under the rug a second time, it didn't work, and then we decided to ruin this man's career, tarnish his reputation. And
All I
now
know
it's
is
F the
that man got out
streets.
of
Now
prison
the
and
streets don't
was
matter.
dropping
When it was
hits
F the
though.
streets and it was time to tell and time to take your plea and time to get out, all of that kind of stuff, you was a rat, you was a snake, you were ostracized from the Atlanta rap scene. But now it suits you. Now you realizing that all of this stuff is dumb as hell. It's time for you to change tact. If you'd have done this a year ago with some principles and stood up and said F the streets a year ago when everyone was on King Slime's dick, I might have had some respect for you. And then he hit up Wham. Whatever Wham says goes. Still crickets from Wham. Ain't heard shit from Wham about the Young Thug allegations or the Gunner situation. So you one of the realest young dudes out here. Just admit Slime was moving the goalposts and we were standing behind him because we love him, my brother. I'm not going to lie. I feel like 21 is actually calling out Lil Baby and saying, look, you're one of the realest out here. Admit Slime was moving the goalposts. Now, I don't know if I'm reading between the lines, but it sounds to me like he's basically saying whatever Wham says goes. Wham, you need to hop out and basically say that Slime told. I'm not going to lie. That's low-key what that looks like to me, because it's like I was right all along.
Man, why is y'all 35 trying to drag each other into this shit? You could have left Lil Baby out of this. You didn't even have to bring him into this one at all. I know he in the circle, but nah, bruh. Hell
I
nah.
said from when I did my
Keep
expose
me
on
out
Young
of it.
Thug in the interrogation tape, I said you can't have it both ways. Either nobody's a snitch or everybody's a snitch. If Gunner's a snitch, Thug's a snitch for an interrogation tape. If Gunner didn't really snitch, he just took a plea. He was trying to help his man. He was trying to get out of a bad situation. Then Young Thug, you was trying to get out of a bad situation. You was trying to help out your mans. I can accept that, okay? But it's all or nothing. And it sounds like to me a little bit 21 is actually saying, yo, Wham, whatever Wham says goes. We still tumbleweed, nothing but tumbleweeds from Wham. And it's time for Wham to keep it real and come out and let us know. Okay, whatever you say goes. If Gunner a rat, Thug a rat, Woody a rat, Yak a rat, all of that. But if Thug clean, you know what I'm saying? He clean a littering. Gunner clean a littering. Yak clean a littering. Woody clean a littering. That's what I think, bro. And he hit up Quavo and Offset. He said, you guys tell the world I put you guys on group text and told you squash it before it even got this far. If y'all was still together, you would be unstoppable. It's all well and good putting everyone on the...
I ain't gonna lie, he put everybody on these Twitter posts. Nobody responded, nobody did nothing. They don't give a fuck, boy, them niggas hard-headed.
Group text. And I said this in my previous video, okay? 21 Savage loves to put people in a group text and acts like he's doing something. He'd throw NBA Youngboy and Lil Durk in a group text if he could, all right? If Lil Durk got group iMessage on his Apple Watch, he'd be throwing
On
Youngboy and
his
Durk in a group
Apple.
message. Conveniently overlooking the fact that he was on a song called War
That's
About It, where Lil
disrespectful.
Durk is making fun of Quando Rondo's cousin getting killed in front of him when he screamed, no. He said, no. I said, let's go to war about it. I said, no. I bet you know the war got him. Where'd he go? Bet you know the war got him. And 21 jumps in. Nah, come on, down like dumb and nose. You're making fun of his dead friend, and you want to talk about, I tried to squash it. So, honestly, I'm not really buying it. I'm not really buying it, okay? People are saying I still F with Savage in his music. I really wanted to make a collab tape or album with Young Nudie. I agree with his take on Lil Baby and damn well with Quavo and Offset. But as far as Gunna and Young Thug, nah, that man is MF beyond help at the moment. I agree with Darth Artorias that Gunna should stay the F away from his ass after that leaking stunt he pulled on not only the drama but the other BS. I don't think Gunna was responsible for the leaks. Some people are liking it. They're saying this is a breath of fresh air to me, the most stand-up thing I've seen from a rapper in a good minute. It is actually good, but it's too little too late.
Yeah,
It's too little too late.
nah,
This is
it's
cool.
late.
A year after you guys tried to blackball Gunner, it didn't work and he lapped
It's
everybody.
way too
Now the
late.
streets are dead. Oh, now the streets are a myth. You guys need to get in the gym, get that six-pack on like Gunner. It says Gunner should stay away from Thug, and I agree about Quavo and Offset. They need to do this stuff for Takeoff. So Gunner and Thug need each other. They both dropped some mid this year. That's cap. Gunner dropped 2 back-to-back fire projects, and Young Thug's project just stunk. I'm sorry. That's just a fact. People saying I respect this more than his album. The album was not very good. Okay. People saying this is one of the reasons they rock with Savage. I actually respect it, but it's too little too late, and he's only doing it now because it suits him. All right. It's saying somebody explain what he means by the baby part. It says Thug tries to say what he did was snitching and they stayed behind him while publicly getting down on Gunna. Oh, sorry. Thug tried to say what he did wasn't snitching and they stayed behind him while publicly getting down on Gunna. That's facts. Moving the goalpost means that Thug is changing his definition of what snitching is and they stood behind him the whole time, knowing that Gunna and Thug were both in the wrong at different points. Basically, MFs are picking and choosing sides when shit needs to be called the same all across the board. 21 is saying that Baby needs to call it like it is. That is facts. That is actually the realest shit that has been said in this whole thing other than everything I've said. I'm going to keep it real. And this is facts. To be honest, Thug has looked the worst through all of this, which is why they need to be honest about it, because the public sees it as hypocritical at this point. It's facts. Gunna really out here minding his own business while everyone keeps talking about his silence is killing all his ops.
You
All
ain't
right?
lying.
People are saying, nah, Gunna and Thug can't happen.
Nah, Gunna staying quiet is the best. That's the best situation for that brand. He got them folks a frenzy behind that.
Gunna needs to stay away from Thug, act like they personally know these guys. They act like they know every detail. And what their Instagram posts tell them to believe. All these guys are way closer than you think. Stop acting like you know these guys and you don't want to see it. You don't know these people. It'll be the same ones letting rap politics affect the art and the music. Now,
Hey, somebody said album marketing. They not lying. Why you doing this soon as your tape come out? My brother, you had all this time. You waiting till the tape drop? The fuck out.
Thug would respond to 21 Savage in the first post saying the streets, F the streets, we ain't get trauma. We ain't get nothing but trauma from that. Okay? Thug would say F the streets. Now, some people were upset. They said, all you sex, money, murder, and that's the set of bloods that these guys are both from. All you sex, money, murder, dick eating for Pete boys need to see this. Both of these dudes dropped their flag years ago. It's obvious Pete didn't know the rappers. Obviously, how the F he respect any of y'all. All right? Said all you dudes know is Pete. It's multiple other blood sets that's going to keep pushing the 5 in the city. This not finna stop nothing. Saying big fats dudes in this sub fanned out thinking that just because a few rappers making truces, that's going to cause dudes in the streets and in the prisons to put the weapons down and make dudes stop joining gangs. It ain't stopping nothing. And again, you guys made it cool to be a blood. You guys made it cool to be a gang member. You were talking big slime, big 4L. How many people did you guys convince to slide? How many kids got hurt? You saw me talk in my previous video about
I can't name a time when the shit was cool. Like, if you ain't selling drugs and getting money together, what is we in the game for, bro? Like, ain't no way. Ain't no way we finna just be outside, bro. Ain't no way.
Atlanta. I see everyone butthurt in the comments, all right? Lil Baby was involved in a gang war. He went to a block he shouldn't have, filmed a music video, antagonizing the ops. They came back, shot it up. Kids got killed. All right? Cops called him out for his cowardly acts. All this gang shit that you guys made look cool ain't it. It ain't it no more. I'm sorry, but it ain't it no more. All right, and it's twisted. It's twisted. It's messed up.
All the way
But
twisted.
you know, that's it's
Mm-hmm.
what can I say, man? I mean, it's just
Yeah.
they made it look so cool to be gang members, and now when it suits them, he's hopping on Twitter
So
talking
did.
about F the streets. All right, and I'm not. I feel like it's F the streets too, but I ain't ever been in the street. I was saying I wasn't ever saying F the streets, but I was basically saying the streets is a dead end. That street's a dead end, right? I was GPSing that street to be a dead end my entire life. Okay, says I have so many opinions on why they're doing
Hey,
all of this
chat
now, and one of it is
corny,
simply because their
boy.
sales ain't hitting on nothing besides Pluto.
And he needed,
He says, I
man,
knew when Thug's
flush
last
them
album flopped, it
glasses
was
down
really
the
over. We've seen
toilet,
how lame
bro.
Thug is now. It's Savage
Them
next,
bitches
who really
crazy.
shouldn't get the treatment, but it'll come for Lil Baby. All right, it didn't happen to Baby. Other rappers that still got their image intact out of ATL. Mainstream popularity rise is only Future and Carti. Okay, people saying Baby got the album sales, if we can believe them. Saying this dude really burnt his whole empire down over a plea deal. Then calls in the interrogation video dropped and did a this you. Now he's humble and the streets are dead. All right, it's sad. So here's a slightly more positive take on Thug agreeing and saying F the streets, okay? Says Thug says F the streets. Is he about to get cool with Gunna? They're saying these dudes folded, now it's the streets' fault. Can't make this shit up. That's facts. That's facts.
Hey.
Dude just dropped an album called What Happened to the Streets. And embracing dudes who
Oh
told.
my
I don't want to hear
God.
no more rappers talking about Snitch.
Oh my God. I thought it was Fuck the Streets. And your album is titled What Happened to the Streets?
Or nothing. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for this, and I agree. It's like this comment is fire. This comment is fire. It says, I don't want to hear no more rappers say Snitch K or nothing. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for this. These dudes already done misguided the youth. You already convinced the whole generation of people to slide. Now it's fuck the streets. 21 Savage on that album talking about he a 9-figure N-word. He worth $100 million plus. It's easy for him to say
I'm
F the
saying.
streets.
Yeah, I say fuck anything
Apparently the
at that
original name for
point.
the album was actually The Streets is Dead, but he changed it. These guys be changing their mind last minute, saying these boys showing their ass. This shit got them spiraling. They know their flaws are showing. It's facts. This is so lame, dog. Maybe if it was actually genuine, but this is so goofy. It seems genuine, but at the same time, it don't. Like they're putting on a show and giving Thug away so that people won't look at him crazy when he drop a tape with Gunna, even after all the BS he caused in this first place. How these boys did just all of that to Rallo and Gunna and them QCP, but the streets are dead. Lol. The streets are dead when their albums drop. When the albums are ass. And this is a great comment too. It says, so does this mean Slime
Dude,
Life, Shorty, Gunna, and all the
Reddit
rest of the
niggas
rats get an
crazy.
apology? Because real stuff, that drama was pointless. The drama all seems pointless now. I ain't gonna lie, it makes sense. Slime Life, Shorty, make sure you pick up that 40. It's okay, you're clear to pick up that 40 now, okay? And Woody, you was right. You was a pioneer. If the streets are dead, F the streets. Woody really been a pioneer out here. He putting in all the work and then telling his way out of a situation, saving everybody else. Woody's the GOAT
Nah,
to all of
he
you guys,
did save
really.
everybody though.
If the streets is dead, Woody is the GOAT. Woody's your daddy. Woody is all of your daddies. All these boys killing their career one
Woody one of them
tweet
ones
at a
if we
time.
talking about that.
People saying sticking with the street stuff is what's really killing their careers. Yes, this is the thing. All right? Listen, the time for you guys to say F the streets was right after this Thug Rico. Once Thug came home, that was the time to say F the streets, all right? Shout out to Fannie Willis, you fixed my shit. That's what you should have said. Should have been F the streets back then, but no, you were a big tough guy. You said, I'm still King Slime. I'm Ice Scooty. I'm gonna make a logo that looks really similar to YSL and be Loki. I'm Loki, still on the slime shit. Fuck the rats. Meanwhile, the rats got all the motion of making the good music. And you're just out here in the wife beater, pot belly on show, and it's just like, bro, this is a mess. Okay.
Whoa, when did Trap Lord start dissing like that? Hold on, boy. I don't know if you want to do that, boy. He said he had a pot belly. That's fucked up.
We saw the streets were finished when you guys were still trying to push all the street stuff, right? When it was gonna rat, yak, rat, slime, life, shoulder. F that dude, Obama. He's still mad about baby mama. Bro, I think Obama's probably healing much more than you guys are. All right. Atlanta culture is corny. People want to say that I ruined Atlanta, but like, bro, Y'all did this to yourselves. The street's been finished. Thug getting exposed for ratting really dropped the curtains on the streets. People see you talking crazy to the police in the interrogation room will get you a lot of backlash. Okay. Dudes who glorify these rappers are hurt, LMAO. Rappers ain't never been the spokesperson for the streets. They just made you believe that. Rappers don't got no say on if the streets are dead or alive. Long live Nut, man. Streets are dead. What about the people that died in the streets?
But
Thug understands this needs to happen for money reasons, and that's it. Everything about Thug is fake. Talk about negative aura. Boy lost all his mystique. All his mystique. They meant mystique.
and this shit is all about some money. We knew that.